I really love a new year, okay? You know, everything is a fresh start. You want to clean everything, organize everything. And one of the things that I want to do is sharpen my scissors. Like, one of the most useful objects that you use all the time and that you always forget about sharpening. Obviously, there are a lot of different ways to sharpen stuff, right? You can use oil stones, water stones. I'm going to use my Tormek because I have a Tormek and it is awesome. Now, I've been using their diamond stones lately for a lot of the sharpening that I have done, but I'm just doing research on doing scissors. And they actually recommend that you use a regular stone for scissors because the angle is so different from other types of sharpening. The angle is like 60 degrees. I don't want to damage any of my diamond stones, so I'm gonna put on my original stone, which I haven't actually used in a while. So the difference between the original grindstones and the diamond stones, well, the diamond stones are sharper, will do the job a little faster. You need to use less pressure. Each diamond stone already has a set grit, so you change stones to change the grit, whereas you can change the grit of the traditional stone by grinding it down with another stone. You also need more water when sharpening with a traditional stone. Well, that's the gist of it anyway. And you want the stone to kind of soak up the water. And that's really the beauty of a system like this, is the water, because water keeps things cool, right? And when you sharpen metal, you want to keep things cool. You don't want to heat up that metal. So, first of all, let's go get some water. One of my favorite parts about this water stone is seeing the water just getting absorbed by the stone. It's quite cool. And it's thirsty, so it drinks it up. Okay, so it's recommended that when you do scissors that you keep the machine position in this direction. Now, to sharpen the scissors, I'm going to use their scissor sharpening jig. And that is consisting of these two parts right here. So we have this kind of support piece for the back, and then this piece right here that holds the scissors in place. So this is the second part to the scissors jig. What I like about this jig is that you don't actually have to disassemble the scissors. Even though that's nice to do sometimes, you can clean things better. So these are my kind of leather and craft scissors. So first up, we need to find the angle for the scissors, right? Now, most scissors, according to the Tormek, is like 60 degrees. They actually recommend putting this down as far as you can. I want to sharpen these. I don't want to recreate a new angle, so I'm just going to mark this here. Just going to kind of go like this. It's like, to me, this feels really close, but it's fine. It's going through. I got water on it. Got my scissors connected. I get this to lean on here. Of course, I want to be careful I don't accidentally hit myself, so I'm going to put one hand here. I'm getting a good line here. It's taking very evenly off my marked black line. So that's looking really good. When it comes to scissors, you don't want to actually hone off the burr. You can use a different method to remove some of it, but you don't actually, burr is not a bad thing when it comes to scissors. But this method here of leaning it against here, I feel like it's a very stable jig for this. So I'm going to do a little bit more on this side, and then I'm going to switch and do the other side. So I'm moving it just like a little bit so that I can get that kind of concave shape of the blade done all the way through. Okay, So the only part that I'm not getting completely is all the way in here, but I have gotten, you know, at the bottom here, which is fine. But that's because it's getting so close to here. But this whole line here has been done. It's gorgeous. Okay, now let's take this off and do the other side. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to flip the scissors around. Connect them this way. Another thing I realized is you don't want to put this too close up. You want to have as much room as you can. It's like the angle is slightly different on this piece, on this side, compared to this side. I'm going to change this one. And you can change this micro a little bit by loosening this knob behind here. So, that's much better. It's funny, I used this jig like a while ago, a long time ago. I haven't used it in a long time. And so I basically forgot how you would do scissors. So I was watching some videos to get familiarized so I don't do it the wrong way. And one thing that a lot of the videos had, there was a lot of screeching. And so I was wondering to see here if I was going to get a lot of screeching. And there it is, there's the screeching. Interesting though how the angle of the two blades of these scissors are different. I wonder if that's true for most scissors. Because this one looks exactly the same, but this one is definitely two different angles. So I feel like this is true every time you use this, is that you want to make sure you are really firm against the support and you want to move along with the jig, but at the same time not be too stiff, because you need to be able to actually be fluent in terms of moving the thing. Plus you have these sharp things, you don't want to accidentally, you know, have something. Okay, let's do a little bit more on this one and see if we can get it all done. It's funny also, after using the diamond stones now lately, I haven't used this stone in a while, and it's different because you have to apply a little bit more pressure, I feel like, when you're doing it. So the line here is quite perfect. And here is the one that has the different angle. You just see how much neater and cleaner. They look exceptionally sharper. The other pair of scissors that I have that are probably my most used scissors are my fabric scissors. Ginger? I don't know. Curious if the angle is different on... Yeah, I think so. Okay, so I'm marking it out. Let's see if we get the line. Lean against, push down, move along. So let's turn this around now and do the other side as well. I don't think I have ever sharpened these scissors. It's just one of those things where I think all the time that, oh, I need to sharpen my chisels or my knives, but scissors, somehow. So this is the one that has a dramatically different angle. Let me see. You can even hear it. You can hear that the way it cuts is different because there's no screeching on this side of the scissors. Yeah, that's cutting perfectly on the angle now. The other thing, you have to be mindful of when you're doing scissors is that since this is not locked in place, you don't want to accidentally cut into this part here when you're cutting. So you need to hold this in place so that doesn't happen. Go down, and I have my hand right there. You can really see the kind of concave nature here of the blade. There's a thicker piece here and then thinner there. So the way it's been sharpening, but oh man. Yeah, okay. See, these have a little bit of rust on them too. It's funny because you can even kind of hear it. I'm cutting next to my microphone. I'm kind of curious if you could do a tiny pair of scissors on here. Like one of these I constantly use. Actually, no, I don't think the angle is right. I think it needs to be more like this. It's hard to tell sometimes before you really get a feel for it. Okay. It's kind of fun using the original grindstone for a change. I like the diamond stones, but it is different using the this one. I refilled this 3 times. You get on a roll, you get started on doing this, you feel like, you know, you want to do more. I got the most important scissors done right now. The ones that I use the most. I guess a lot of people put scissors in the disposable category, but maybe that's because they never had good scissors. I don't know, I mean, there's quite the difference between different scissors. It's like, I'm curious what the fabric is going to feel like. Very sharp. Let's oil them up a little bit. That's another thing I kind of want to do. I want to wax all of my tools. And I think one of the primary things there is just to protect from rust. The other thing I like about wax, like, it feels like it cleans everything too. You kind of get rid of gunk and stuff like that. But normally I use my Tormek to sharpen chisels, knives, plane blades, kitchen knives. Yeah, but it's kind of nice that you can use it for these kinds of things as well. Scissors. Now, if you don't have a Tormek or a machine like that, you may wonder if there's another way you can sharpen your scissors. There obviously are. I mean, what you're talking about here is a blade, right? You got a blade, you got a piece of metal. If I was using stones, the first thing I would do is take the scissors apart just to get it a little bit easier. Here, for example, I have, this is like an oil stone that I use with oil. You can also use, you know, Japanese water stones. You oil or water your stone. You find your angle and you sharpen it. And you go, it's gonna take longer. It's not gonna be as precise, but you can certainly do it. And your scissors are going to be sharper for it. The difference is just going to be the precision and how sharp you can get it and the amount of time. All of those are factors, right? Yeah, I gotta go. Nice to see you guys. Hope you're doing well, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.